Hi friends! Recently I was working on a flyback power supply project. Then I decided to prepare the PWM pulses using this Siglent SDG1025 waveform generator. But I made a mistake somewhere. Instead of applying one of these outputs to the gate pin of the switching MOSFET, I connected this to the drain pin. So it means I applied at least 50 or 60 volts to one of these outputs. So what happened? Smoke was everywhere in the room. So I said, okay, I should throw this device in the garbage. But it turns out I only replaced two components from this PCB board. As most of these devices are similar to each other in terms of hardware and circuits, so this repair experience could be beneficial for you. So let's go ahead. I will take out the main board and explain what I did with this device. Alright, here is the main board. These two are BNC connectors. But before anything else, just look at how this board is beautifully laid out, and the components and manufacturing quality is just perfect. Really, I cannot say anything negative about this board. By the way, the first component that you should check is this op-amp. It is connected directly to the channel 1 through these 50 ohm resistors for impedance matching, of course. The part number for this op-amp is THS3095. It is a high frequency op-amp from TI. It has an enable pin which is connected directly to this FPGA. But I realized the FPGA does not control this op-amp, so it is on all of the time. So my suggestion is that you use THS3091. It is an identical op-amp but without an enable pin. I highly recommend you to buy this op-amp just from authorized distributors such as Mouser, DigiKey and similar, because there are tons of fake op-amps with this part number in the market, and if you don't buy this from authorized distributors, you will solder a fake op-amp here and you will waste your time the same as me, and you will scratch your head why your device doesn't work. The second one that it had failed in my case was this diode, so check and replace this diode also. So replacing these two components solved my case, but always check all of these passives in this area and check this op-amp also. It is connected to channel 2. And after that, come here and check these two chips also. They are switches, electronic switches for changing the gain and etc. How you can test these devices? Most of the time, I can say more than 80 or 90% of the time, you can detect the failed op-amp just by diode testing. So it's not a rocket science. It's easy to spot the failed op-amp, especially these powerful op-amps and high frequency ones. This one is a dual supply op-amp, and if it fails, it sucks the current, and this op-amp was causing the smoke in my room. So I think I covered everything. I hope you a good repair. Catch you next time.